Hello everyone, I'm Teresa Hansen with Clearing Energy. Tim Echols, who is Vice Chairman of the Georgia Public Service Commission, will be one of our speakers at the upcoming Leadership Summit. Unfortunately, Commissioner Echols and I weren't able to connect for an interview. However, with the help of a colleague, Commissioner Echols was gracious enough to answer my questions on video. Although a bit unconventional, I think you'll enjoy my interview with him.
My projection, certainly Plant Vogtle for Georgia will run 60, 80, 100 years, providing clean energy for decades and for generations. So we're really looking forward to that. But my guess is that as solar plus storage continues to be more competitive, you're going to see some coal plants, some remaining coal plants, even in our own state, that become cost competitive. And as a result, they'll be displaced, I think, by solar plus storage. We'll see what the future is for batteries. Are they prime time now? What about recycling the materials in the future? What about recycling solar panels as we are reaching the 15 to 20 million mark of panels, in our state alone? That's a lot of recycling to do in the future. We certainly don't want to see any of this material go into the landfill. Will utilities still hold a prominent position? I hope so. They're experts at what they do, and they are maybe not as nimble as folks think, but they definitely have the ability to scale up and do things that they need to be able to do. Clearly, a lot about the industry is changing. With solar plus batteries, and we're seeing more and more people, even in Georgia, put solar and batteries into their home, making themselves more resilient. How will this affect the utility of the future? Clearly with us, with the Southern Company headquartered in Atlanta, great companies like Georgia Power, we want them to have a place at the table. I am not one who wants to displace utilities, and I make a strong case for this. They're experts at this, and they have been for a long time. We need them to be involved. We need them to be responsive. And I think you're going to continue to see that happen. We live in a day of prosumers when customers are getting electric cars, they're putting solar and storage in their homes, not necessarily to separate themselves from the utilities, but because they're more interested in energy, more interested in this technology, and I think we'll continue to see more of that. You can see the photo of Plant Vogtle over here back in October of 17. This has been an enormous challenge for us. Obviously, overcoming a Westinghouse bankruptcy, the challenge of being the only state in the United States continuing with a project like this. Finishing it is very important to me and my colleagues. I think we will. The end is in sight. It's going to be exciting as we move towards a cleaner energy future. No carbon emissions from this plant. And many of you are in states that are doing more wind, more solar, more batteries, and there's great opportunity. There are different state utility commissions that have different philosophies. And my former NARUC president, Phil Jones, often talks about the importance of commissioners being advocates. And I have been an advocate, obviously, for electric vehicles, for solar, for nuclear energy. But in every state, it's not that case. In Georgia, we run statewide for our position, 6-year terms. And I think by that, we are a little more activist by nature because we're reporting back to the people directly. That's allowed us to do some really creative things in Georgia. Obviously, building Plant Vogtle, which will be done in late 2021 and late 2022 with units 3 and 4. We've been able to do a lot more solar than folks thought 5 Republicans would do, as we are now 9th in the nation as this recording is being made. We've done a Second Life EV battery project inspired by our friends out in San Diego. We've done community solar. We're buying wind power from Oklahoma. We're doing a lot of creative things in Georgia as we try to be the PSC of the future, regulating the utilities of the future. There's lots of challenges. I've been very outspoken against this. Part of the reason, in 1991, our General Assembly created the Integrated Resource Planning process, and it hasn't been amended since that time. We take a 20-year look every 3 years, a strategic plan, if you will, and we update that every 3 years. I've been very against federal involvement in states because, well, like in the Clean Power Plan, it really didn't take in regional considerations, history, politics, and I thought it was a bad plan. I'm glad that it's buried and gone. But this is going to come up again, and certainly the Green New Deal has a lot of momentum, people that really believe in it. I don't necessarily think what we're doing in Georgia is unique. There are other states that are similar to us. But I think that we've got 5 Republican commissioners. We've got a General Assembly that's completely Republican, and we're moving things in a certain way in Georgia. Not all states are in that position, most are not. So we're at a unique point in time in Georgia. It won't always be this way, but it's allowed us to move forward, for example, with a nuclear plant where we probably would not have been able to do that otherwise. I am really looking forward to being in Orlando. You are too, probably, after being sequestered in place for all these many months. So the conference coming up in Orlando with PowerGen is going to be fantastic. The theme is Destination 2050, and it's going to be really interesting to see how COVID and all that's happened recently will change energy in the future. Come to Orlando, come early, go to Disney World, have a great time. It's going to be a fantastic conference.